Nigeria sets reforms in addressing complexities of farmer-herder clashes.
We have received great encouragement by Mr. President, given his recognition of if we get this thing right, we will add tremendous value to so many things really in our country.
More calls go out to Nigerian youths to shelve planned protests and embrace dialogue to engage government. And federal government is implementing soil health card scheme to determine soil quality, management and crop specification. Hello and welcome to the news at 11 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. We'll begin at the State House. The Renewed Hope Livestock Reforms Committee has promised that Nigeria will have an implementable report towards solving the farmers-herders clashes in 2 weeks. Co-chair of the committee, Professor Atahiru Jega, made the commitment after a meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the State House. State House correspondent Musbah Damaha reports.
The branches you recommend and promote, I will work with it for the success of this program and the first success of the entire nation. So we will leave a Nigerian flag without stain to our children.
2 weeks ago, President Bola Tinubu confirmed the political will of his administration towards finding a lasting solution that has appeared elusive for years to the violent clashes between farmers and herders in Nigeria. The committee long swung into action, and yet again is another demonstration to press home the urgency of purpose. Chairman of the committee himself, President Tinubu met his co-chair, the secretary, as well as the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. It was a strategic conversation in the topmost office. Returning from the owner of a vision, the committee's mission becomes clearer.
We have received great encouragement by Mr. President, given his recognition of if we get this thing right, we will add tremendous value to so many things really in our country.
Mr. President today has expressed his excitement, has expressed his anxiety, and he's very anxious for this to take off. You are well aware that a new ministry has been created by Mr. President, and he is waiting for the report so that the ministry can take off immediately after the report has been submitted by the committee.
The farmers-herders crisis has grown in complexities over the years, but the committee, with its array of intellectuals, says it is approaching the issues with clear understanding of the sensitivities.
The challenges have been many, and I will not say it is not going to be difficult. It will be difficult, but it is not impossible to actually get it right. And I know that all the members of the committee are focused in terms of ensuring that we get this thing right.
But then, they are certain of the efficacy of their reports in the making to rewrite the story of livestock industry in the country.
So Nigerians should expect from our committee recommendations that, if successfully implemented, could add tremendous value in terms of achieving those defined objectives of opening up the opportunities in the livestock sector and also helping mitigate crises and conflicts which are associated with this sector.
I'm sure and I have full confidence that the report will be something that will see results in both the immediate, short and mid-term and even long-term solutions to what we see in the livestock industry now.
From the State House, Musbah, then Wahab, NTA News.
Now more Nigerians are speaking against the planned protest by some groups of Nigerians. Daniel Bwala, former spokesman of the PDP presidential candidates in the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar, who spoke to State House correspondents after visiting President Bola Tinubu, believes such protests will, with the manner they are being planned, are capable of slowing down the trajectory of developments in the country.
Everybody has right, to show his dissent. Right to protest is constitutional. But if you look at the situation that we are facing today, and you look at the talking point even in social media, you will understand that this protest is not built to end in peace. And if you go to a protest that turned violent, you are likely to find that the people you claim to be fighting for, you end up destroying their shops, looting their shops, burning infrastructure of government. At the end of the day, we'll be taken aback. And then government will start all over again. If you look at Kenya, that is what is happening. Government will continue to run, but then where we have gone backwards because our people will continue to be in hunger and duration. And I'm glad that the president is making all the effort to meet with the needs.
He also speaks about his intention to return to the ruling All Progressives Congress.
Yes, I'm on my way to APC, and that is where I have always belonged. Remember, we've been in APC for 8 years, and I am sure that my efforts in APC and my support, since you are in the media, you all know, right from the days of President Buhari for 8 years. I left because of differences, but I'm back, and I think at this time it's not about party, it's about us coming together as a country to make sure that the country not only survives, that it's on a good trajectory. When that time for politics comes, those who are there will do. But I'm fully committed to President Bola Tinubu, and in the coming days, I will do my official re-entry to APC.
Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu is advising Nigerians, especially Southeasterners, not to join the planned anti-government protests, stressing that dialogue is the best approach to engage the federal government. At a media briefing in Abuja, Kalu said the signing of the Southeast Development Commission bill into law is testament to the Tinubu administration's resolve to healing the wounds of the past. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen reports.
Lending his voice to the deluge of counsel against a nationwide protest, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu believes that the nation is in a phase requiring unity and progress, not division and unrest.
Not heed the calls for protest, but instead continue to trust in the process. Say no to protest. Say yes to the process, which involve policy formulations from government that is people-centered, which the Parliament have insisted on. All policies of government must have the people at its center. Believe in this process, not the protest, and we'll be able to get the profit that this government has promised.
He described the signing of the Southeast Development Commission bill into law by President Tinubu as a legislative victory that will benefit the Southeast region immensely.
It's no more time to carry arms. It is now time to take up skills that will be stimulated by the Southeast Development Commission. Most especially, I thank President Tinubu for his unwavering support and leadership.
Kalu calls for patience with the reforms of the current administration geared towards reversing inflation and stabilizing the economy. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikpen, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the charismatic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria has dissociated itself from the proposed nationwide protest and wants actors to embrace dialogue. This was when the clerics paid a courtesy visit on the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris. Salihu Gwanara reports.
The bond is increasing between the charismatic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria and the Ministry of Information and National Orientation under the leadership of Mohammed Idris. In addition to the spiritual benefits from this kind of relationship, the bishops, on behalf of their more than 20 million parishioners nationwide, acknowledged the impact of the federal government and pledged their support.
So we wish to appeal to our brothers and sisters who are grieved in different parts of the country to follow the cue of the NLC and toe the path of negotiation, toe the path of dialogue. No meaningful government will fold their hands while people are breaking the law. And we do not want violence in Nigeria. We want peace.
The minister highlighted the government's ongoing and planned policies and reaffirmed that President Bola Tinubu is not an opponent of protest, but an opponent of violence.
The message of Mr. President is that he has heard all the pleas, all the complaints, all the suggestions, all the commentaries of especially the youth, and not just the youth, of all members of the Nigerian society about some of the difficulties or the challenges that they are facing. But Mr. President is also putting in place a number of measures to ameliorate that. Some of them, all young men and women who have finished university, who have certificates, who have done the NYSC, the Mandatory National Youth Service Corps, and have not been able to get jobs, will have something from government to keep them afloat until the time they get jobs on the floor.
Meritorious Service Award was presented to the Minister of Information and National Orientation for promoting peace and unity in Abuja. Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
And Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, has met with some ministers with the aim of proffering solutions to a myriad of socio-economic challenges the country is currently facing, especially to avert the national protest being proposed by some Nigerians. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, disclosed some of the issues under discussion at a closed-door meeting that lasted some hours.
Those that are agitating or are asking for protests are Nigerians. They are our brothers, they are our sisters. They are all Nigerians, and those also in position of authority, the ministers, the president, and everybody are all Nigerians. So this is a family matter. This is a Nigerian family issue, and all of us are looking at this issue very well, and we do hope that peace will prevail at the end of the day. Engagements have been ongoing. The president has met several with all key stakeholders. I have also been meeting with key holders. Other government functionaries are meeting with other key stakeholders. The engagement is going to continue in the interest of Nigeria. At the end of the day, Nigeria is going to be better for it.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Youth Development, Jamila Ibrahim Bio, has also added her voice, urging Nigerians to shelve the proposed protest as government is on top of the situation.
To gain access to the funds, and this has actually been in the works for a while, because the funds were approved since March of this year. But because we want to ensure that we learn from the mistakes of the past and ensure that we have a seamless process of disbursement to the right people who need these interventions.
Well, more calls have gone out to Nigerian youths, particularly in the northern parts of Nigeria, to have a rethink on the planned national protest. One of the latest is from the Rebuild Arewa Initiative for Development, following its engagements with various civil society organizations on the state of the nation. President of the Rebuild Arewa Initiative for Development, Balarabe Rufai, in a communique read following deliberations, stressed that they are opposed to any protest given the history of protests, particularly in West Africa and the Sahel region.
A common example of protest turns to violence in African countries are the uprising in Libya, the protests in Sudan, the mass action in Kenya, the June 12 in Nigeria, and most recent protests here in Nigeria, the End SARS protest. We want to use this opportunity to caution our fellow countrymen and women, especially the younger generation, that at this very critical time, protest is not the answer to the lingering problem of our nation.
He highlights their various recommendations to governments on how to make life much easier for Nigerians, including dealing with the energy crisis, by getting refineries up and running as soon as possible, as well as full operationalization of the Mambilla hydropower project. Revitalization of agro-allied industries and subsidizing the needs of farmers, the group says, should also be a major focus of government.
The present administration, the leader of Nigeria's government and the Federal Republic of Nigeria has also been involved in one way or the other in trying to demand for the right of Nigerians in the past. So we know he will listen, and we also believe he will act. So we as civil society organizations are saying that we will not be part of anything protest, but we will be part of dialogue, a bigger dialogue. From here, whatever that is here will be sent to the government. We know them, they know us, we will follow it up to them.
Rebuild Arawa initiative for development aims at fostering peace, unity and development through stakeholder engagements and advocacy. In Abuja, Dennis Adegunloye, NTA News. You're watching the news at 11 on NTA News 24. More reports after this break.
Nigeria, a land of rich culture and diverse voices, where every voice matters. In times of disagreement, let's choose dialogue over discord. Together, we can find solutions through understanding and respect. Let's build a stronger Nigeria, one conversation at a time. Dialogue, not protest. Unity, not division. Nigeria, united in dialogue.
Welcome back. Emir of Gusau Ibrahim Mohammed Bello wants the federal government to engage relevant stakeholders, including traditional rulers, to address the current economic challenges facing the country. The Sarkin Katsian Gusau, who assured President Bola Tinubu of their support, was speaking in Gusau while receiving the personal assistant to the president on constituency affairs, Khadijat Omotayo Karim, who is on a working visit to the state geared towards cascading developments to the grassroots, as she urged those behind the planned nationwide protests to shelve it.
The earlier the better. If all those people who intend to do this protest is before the time, let them be invited. Let the government assure them that something nice is going to be done. But as far as we are concerned, we are ready to give a helping hand.
He actually wants to fix, but it's not going to be that easy to fix. Nigeria will be fixed, and we want collaboration, the ties of the government, that people at the grassroots level should be able to feel the dividends of democracy we are preaching. And that is why Mr. President said I should come and represent him.
The engagement with the traditional institutions in Zamfara State is part of the inclusive approach of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda to galvanize enduring developments at the grassroots, especially monitoring abandoned and needed projects across the nation. In other news, putting in place a secure and effective identity management system is crucial to the socio-economic and political developments of societies. This informed the recent move to establish a national identity database under the National Identity Management Commission. The National Assembly correspondent Lamiali reports that stakeholders at the public hearing agree that it would enhance efficiency in data protection.
This engagement is part of efforts to enhance inclusivity and efficiency in identity management and to prevent identity theft.
All over the world, that data and data utilization is really the key for development, especially in the changing world that we have.
Both the Population Commission and NIMC, as far as we are concerned, are far behind some of our key agencies in Nigeria. So we want to make sure that we pretend this rapid movement towards digitalization and biometrics.
They believe establishment of a national identity database is of essence to national security. The Director General of NIMC speaks on protective measures which include streamlining the sharing of data.
This new act that has been enacted will allow us to be able to further drive the governance approach to ensuring provision of access to services nationwide in Nigeria.
In another development, the Senate Committee on Diaspora had an interaction with some Nigerians in diaspora who visited in company of the management of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission.
It's all about understanding each other, and I think the best way to do that is by coming here to understand, because a lot of perceptions that's made when you don't understand.
And looking forward to us building bridges between the state of New York and the country of Nigeria. I think that there's lots of things that we can do together. I think on the education front, we can build people-to-people relationships and institutional relationships between universities here and our state university and our city university of New York.
We have to find ways to ensure that both sides benefit from immigration, that it's not resulting in a brain drain, but that there's obviously the repatriation of knowledge back to Nigeria in ways that help strengthen the economy.
We are ready to collaborate with you in that regard. Energy, of course, education. So you touched the sensitive, critical areas. So your visit is going to open the doors for us to collaborate in this regard.
Nigerians at home connecting with Nigerians in the diaspora is very critical. And beyond Nigerians in the diaspora, our brothers and sisters, the historic African diaspora, we're also connecting with them because together we need to build the continent, the country, and it's important to work together, trade and all that, and then regular migration. These are things we want to encourage.
Both sides seek ways of partnership in nation building on a global scale. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The persistent practice of gas flaring has marred the breathtaking landscape of Nigeria's abundant natural resources. This was the view of the Director General of the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, Chukwemeka Woke, at the 3rd National Extractives Dialogue held in Abuja. He said this serves as a symbol of prospects for harnessing energy, fostering economic growth, and preserving the environment.
In line with global climate change mitigation efforts and renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR administration, who is committed to end gas flaring, reduce methane emissions, and enhance environmental sustainability in the country. The theme of our dialogue underscores the transformative potential of curbing gas flaring. It positions gas flaring reduction not just as an environmental necessity, but as a catalyst for broader sustainable development and a key driver towards our net zero emissions goal.
He emphasized the need to tackle gas flaring head-on, stating that Nigeria can unlock new pathways for energy efficiency, economic diversification, and community resilience, which will create jobs and boost economic growth.
Well-documented environmental and health ramifications of gas flaring have far-reaching effects, deteriorating air quality and public health, while also aggravating the global climate crisis. Nevertheless, amid this seemingly insurmountable challenge lies a remarkable opportunity for groundbreaking innovation, meaningful collaboration, and tangible progress.
The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has constituted metering audit and advanced cargo declaration teams following the Federal Executive Council's approval of the implementation of 2 key projects by the Commission to audit upstream metering measurements and facilities in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. Lydia Sampson reports that it is also to advance cargo declaration geared towards transparency in the upstream.
Inaugurating the themes, Commission Chief Executive Benga Komolafe charged them to be proactive in strengthening the Commission's regulatory oversight in line with President Bola Tinubu's vision and renewed hope agenda. He reminded them that one of the Commission's objectives, as specified in the Petroleum Industry Act, is to ensure upstream petroleum operations are carried out in a manner that minimizes waste and achieve optimal government revenues and ensure reporting of oil and production is regularly reviewed and improved upon to keep pace with the rapidly evolving industry.
Following the approval of the Federal Executive Council led by our dear President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, given that it is the commitment of the government to ensure that we are able to account for our production transparently. So for us, this ceremony is designed to flag up the implementation of this very important and project. That is what has just taken place.
Metering, audit and advanced cargo declaration project teams are crucial in the upstream oil and gas industry to ensure accurate measurement and declaration of hydrocarbons production and transportation. This is because they are responsible for ensuring accurate measurement and conduct of audits of metering systems to detect any errors or discrepancies, verifies meter calibration and certification. It also identifies and addresses measurement errors or biases and ensure compliance with industry standards and regulations. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
Well, that concludes the evening news at 11 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Have a pleasant night.